Hi, thanks for joining me on DoitwithCassendre.com. We're here today at EatRealFest in Culver City, 2011. This is the first year the event has come to LA. I am so excited. There is so much amazing food out there. Everything smells delicious. There's great music. We're going to get to talk to the director, Susn, Koss, in about 5 minutes, and she's going to give us a little more insight as to what the event's about. Let's check it out. Hi, you're joining me here today at the Eat Real Festival, and I'm standing here with Susn Koss, director of the festival. Susn, tell me about this great event.
Oh my gosh, it's 2 days here in Los Angeles. It's our first time down here in LA. We're really excited. We've been in Oakland for the last 2 years, and this was just a great opportunity to bring the exciting kind of local food movement that's happening all over the country here to Los Angeles and work with like vendors from all over the LA area, South area, just from all over the region. And we put together programming from butchery to cheese making and ice cream making and crowd-a-thons to delicious street food that's found everywhere here at the event and a marketplace.
So are all your vendors Southern California based then?
Oh, all of our vendors are Southern California based, yep. Okay. And they're, as I said, they're from all over, different parts, not just here in LA, but also from Orange County, from South Bay, up from Ventura, out by Visalia, so it's really great.
Well, that's cool. So the Oakland one then would be all local Bay Area.
All Bay Area, Northern California. So, yep. And we're working with about 12 microbreweries down here in Southern California, too. So it's a great way to showcase what's happening in the craft brewery industry down here. So
how'd you guys come up with the idea?
Well, a group of us had worked together on an event several years ago called Slow Food Nation, and from that, there was this incredibly vibrant feeling that we got from an area in which there was a garden, it was free, there was programming, there was a marketplace, there was food on the go, and we just decided, let's blow that out. And the event founder, Anya Fernald, just said, all right, let's put together a taco truck and beer festival in Oakland. And from there, it just grew to this unbelievable programming and adding a craft food component and really looking at butchery and just talking about like things that we used to do in the past to preserve and make food last, how we used to like rely on a seasonal kind of growing, area, everything, and just like put that together in one big festival and showcase local producers that oftentimes don't have access to a large number of people to really show their product, to talk about themselves, etc. So we brought them all here together at Helms, and it's amazing. The craft marketplace is unbelievable. And we have piglets and goslings.
Oh, they're so cute. I saw them already.
So cute. I actually got to hold one, and I was really excited. That was after dark when nobody was around so that people wouldn't think that they could go and touch the piglets. And we've also got chickens on site, and we've got beekeepers here. And it's just a great way to show people how they can eat their food, make their food, grow their food in a really easy, accessible way because the event's free.
Right. It's amazing that it's free because what you've brought here to people is something that I think if you charge, it would be absolutely justifiable. And you have a huge turnout. I'm so excited about the turnout. I'm sure you are too.
I'm very excited about the turnout. It's an amazing reception here in Los Angeles. And it just shows that, everywhere you go and you talk about this event and what it is you do, people are like, oh my God, I want something like that. And because people, not to like do a terrible pun or something, but they're really hungry for good food. And
I don't think there's any such thing as a terrible pun. Puns are an under-celebrated art form. Okay.
It's true. And really we've become so reliant on an industrialized food system that we forget what real food tastes like and how good real food is. And this just gives people that taste of, what an actual tomato can be like or what a ripe watermelon and cantaloupe taste like. And
cantaloupe that's the biggest one because every disposable restaurant puts cantaloupe on your plate, and 10 months of the year, it doesn't taste like anything except for kind of cold. Yeah. And then you taste it in season, and you're like, oh my gosh, like I forgot that even that flavor existed.
Well, that it's sweet and that it's juicy. And I mean, exactly. Like you go to a restaurant and you get a tomato and it's perfectly round and tasteless and bland and generally mealy. And then all of a sudden summer comes around and you get one of those heirloom tomatoes and just like slice into it. And it's heaven. It's really heaven. So, yeah.
And I don't know about you, but I'm first generation American. And so my parents grew up in North Africa, and for a long time, my mom just thought American produce didn't taste good. She was like, well, I don't know what's wrong, but in France it doesn't taste like this, or Morocco. And then you start to realize it's not that, it's generational. It's because before, like, we didn't get to get our produce from all over the world every part of the year. And it's like there's a big difference between like a cherry coming out of Cherry Valley in the right time of year than a cherry shipped over from Chile in the wrong time of year. And
right. Absolutely. I mean, and this is not to say that it's bad, you know, to have this kind of import-export, you know, economy in any way. There are some things that we'd like to have. Coffee is a perfect example. I could not survive without coffee, but I want to know that where my coffee's coming from, you know, workers are paid fairly, it's grown in the right, you know, conditions, etc., you know, just to make it a fair and balanced system. So, you know, there's always room for adding that. You know, food would be bland if we didn't have spices from other parts of the world. So, you know, it's not, there's nothing dogmatic about it saying you can't eat this other way, but what we should really concentrate on is eating good food at its tastiest food, finding meat that's like, you know, raised in good circumstances and without the use of antibiotics and hormones and all of those other things, because, you know, it's like we don't want to put that kind of crap in our bodies, and just like stay away from industrial fast food. Like that's just, and
especially like when you become parents, because like I've got a 2.5-year-old and a 9-month-old, and like all of a sudden like stuff that was perfectly okay for me to eat, I'm like, I'm not feeding my daughter that. Like, I don't know, she's clearly more important than I am, but you know, like it changes your way of looking at it.
Right, it's true, and it always cracks me up, you know, when I hear people starting new businesses and they'll be like, oh, I'm going to start a healthy confections company. And I was like, okay, can we have a conversation? Number one, there's no such thing as a healthy confection. Let's just be honest about it. You know, maybe it's less evil or less bad, but you know, it's the same thing with, you know, oh, this is a healthy snack. And it's like, well, a healthy snack, you know, I'm sorry, kids, if you're watching this, a healthy snack is a really good peach. You know, it's a really good, you know, carrot or like kimchi or something like that. Like that's a really good healthy snack. But, you know, potato chips that are baked are not a good healthy snack. It's better, but,
right.
You know.
I mean, let's face it, things are better with butter.
Well, things are better with butter. And butter is a wonderful, phenomenal thing. So, you know, and lard is good. And lard coming from animals that don't have the hormones, that don't have the antibiotics in it, like that's going to be better lard. It's not to say that gives you license to go out and eat like 10 pounds of lard, but you know, it's like, it's really hard as a grown-up to realize my mother was right. Everything in moderation. You know?
Like, Mom, are you listening? Okay, we're giving you your attaboy.
I know,
okay.
It's really, you know, but it is true. Everything in moderation. But, you know, and those things that you are going to do, like special exceptions on or celebrate, like make it good. Make it worth it. You know, like why like do wasted calories? Why drink, you know, 35 ounces of really bad soda? You know, it's like, no, just have a delicious agua fresca or something like that. Yeah.
Okay, so on that note, I know you can't pick favorites, but right now in this very moment, what sounds the most delicious out there?
Wow, there is one vendor that is selling this amazing, like, kick-ass kale salad with feta cheese in it, and they've also got some flatbreads.
Oh, the Romanians. The Romanians. That was our first stop.
Oh my God, amazing, amazing. And on a hot day, it's really nice. You know, the Tamaki truck is also here. They've got some delicious food. Their hand-rolled sushi is really good. I mean, it's just like, I was walking out there, and I could not believe just like anything that you could eat, as basic as, you know, like a grilled cheese sandwich that rocked my world, to like something as Romanian food. I'd never had Romanian food. Like, who knew? And the Armenian food truck, you know, it's just like, and I have to say, this is the most amazing thing about LA, is that type of ethnic diversity that you get in your food. It's like no place else, you know.
Well, okay, so here's crazy factoids. Outside of Vietnam, the most Vietnamese living concentrated in one area, Little Saigon. Outside of Armenia, the most Armenians, right here, Little Armenia. Like, and I think Samoans and Hawaiians are in Long Beach. Like, so it's really crazy that, like,
it is really crazy. And you know, it's like, and this is the thing, LA is so spread out, so it's like you're not reminded of that day in, day out. You go to someplace like New York or even San Francisco, we live on top of one another, you know, and so you're used to seeing all of this, and you just take it all for granted. But the diversity down here is just unbelievable. So yeah, you're lucky.
Well, thank you so much, Susan. Thanks for bringing this here. Thanks for having time with me. I'm really excited.
Of course. No, thank you.
Thanks.
All right.
Okay.